John says, Krueger, are you backpedaling on the market as the market position? You sound like you are reconsidering that position. Front
What's
office
the
grew a
market is
backbone
the
and says,
market?
screw the market.
Explain this one to me. Am I backpedaling on the market is the market?
Yeah, when did you say the market is the market?
On what are we referring to? Brock? Oh, as far as Brock is concerned, no. I mean, I think you have to pay Brock Purdy. I don't think there's a lot of options here. I think you have to pay Brock Purdy something that starts with a 5. Yes, because you don't just get it's really great that you don't like the market, but you don't get to set your own market. So the market's already set. So yeah, the market's set. So Tua Tagovailoa makes a certain amount of money, and these guys all make a certain amount of money. You're not just going to be able to say, well, you know what? We're going to ignore everybody that's come before, and we're going to create our own market. And
But
it's
hold
$30
on.
million.
I mean, that was the market a couple of years ago. But the market is the market. This year's quarterback market seems to be a little bit different. I mean, Josh Allen was the first guy to get extended, and he took $55 million a year. So he's getting paid like less than Jordan Love, less than Dak Prescott. It looks almost like the NFL's correcting itself a little bit. And then Darnold signs for 3 years, 100. It's like, oh, wait a second. Maybe that market's come back a little bit.
But do you really think, I mean, he took that, but that's like saying Mahomes took 45. Yeah, but it was 45 over 10 years. It was $450 million. See, when you're that,
but I'm just saying, like, teams were giving out 50 million plus to quarterbacks, like, just cause all the freaking time. And a lot of those contracts blew up in those teams' faces quickly. And I think maybe teams are being a little bit more hesitant about who gets $50+ million a year.
Yeah, but the only way to get around it is to do a Josh Allen type deal where you give him so much guaranteed money for such a long term that you can keep that average AAV down to 55 million. Otherwise, you're going to have to pay big time, AAV if you don't want to have that guaranteed.
But that's kind of a problem you have if you have Josh Allen or Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes. The Niners aren't in there. I mean, they're working with a second or third tier quarterback. And if the number 1 tier guy is taking less than Dak Prescott and Jordan Love, then a second or third tier guy is looking at what Sam Darnold got and is like, man, how can I ask for $60 million a year? That's what I thought. That's where I thought the market was going. I mean, I thought that by this year, quarterbacks were getting 65, 70 million a year because the cap keeps going up, and it doesn't look like that's happening.
Well, we'll see exactly where this deal comes in, but I think this deal should be between 50 and 60 million AAV any way you slice it. I think it should be. Because once again, Tua Tagovailoa. I mean, that guy's Brock Purdy's done more than Tua Tagovailoa. He's done more than Trevor Lawrence. He's done more than most of the quarterbacks, including Dak Prescott, who are in that $50 to $60 million range. So, if I'm his agent, I want to make a deal, right? So let's talk about making a deal. What do you need 49ers to be? What do you need out of this on your end? But my guy's got to be taken care of, and it has to be related. It doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to set a new market, no. But it has to be related to the actual market.
I just don't think Tua and Trevor Lawrence are like the industry standard anymore. I think the fact that those organizations clearly regret those deals and they haven't panned out is what we're seeing this offseason. Like teams, like a big correction. Teams are not super eager to spend a ton of money on quarterbacks this year. Well, Aaron Rodgers. Not signed.
I hear you. But then are we going to blame the Niners then? Because now you're asking them to reset and sign their quarterback on time to a deal that's beneath the market value, and that's like battle. That's like a war. That's like basically saying to the Niners, go to war with Brock Purdy and his agent right now. And you try to not pay him market rate and pay him beneath market rate, despite the fact you've gone to a Super Bowl with this guy as your quarterback, and you want it done on time. I mean,
they went to a Super Bowl with Jimmy. What is market rate? I would argue that market rate isn't what Purdy thinks it is. I would argue that the market rate is 45 million tops, and I bet you the Niners have offered that. And if Brock doesn't want it, then he's got options.
Well, we're not talking none about of them a big difference. We're not talking about a big difference. I mean, you're saying 45. I'm saying
45.
It's 50. But I mean, either way, what's more important? Some people say the only thing that's important is the AAV. Other people say the only thing that's important is the guarantees. Other people say the only thing's important that the things that are 100% guaranteed. I think he's going to get over $100 million in guarantees. I think he will. Whether that deal, depending on, it could be whatever it is, AAV. I think why the Niners backsliding on all these deals and trying to get their cash in order. I think they're getting ready for a massive cash outlay to him to the tune of between 100 and 120 million. That's what and to me, that's why they're being cheap. As far as where does it actually come in, I think he deserves between 50 and 55, right in that range. I don't think he should set a new market, though. I know other people say, oh, well, it's not about are you the best? It's about are you the latest? And I understand that. But every quarterback that goes to market doesn't have to set a new standard. And if the 49ers don't want to set a new standard here, they don't have to. But we're looking at $100 to $120 million of guaranteed money. And the more guaranteed money they can throw him, the less they can keep the AAV into something that's more along the lines of what you're talking about, which is 45.
Look, Josh Allen signed a 6-year, $330 million deal, 147 guaranteed at signing. If Purdy signs a 3-year deal with 2 years guaranteed, I don't think he's going to get $100 million guaranteed. It could be 3 years, 120. 3 years, 120, 3 years, 135, somewhere in that with, I don't know, 80 million guaranteed. I mean, for Darnold, he got 3 years, 100 million with 55 total guaranteed. It doesn't really matter. I just don't think Brock's going to get as much as he thought. If Brock had hit free agency last year, where the market was last year, Jordan Love got $1 bajillion for like 2 good months. Yeah, he could have got that last year, but I think it's different this year.
You wouldn't take this if the Niners offered Brock Purdy 3 years at $50 million per year, $150 million on a 3-year deal with $100 million guaranteed.
Who are you negotiating against? I don't think you have to. It would make Brock feel good, but I don't think you have to.
You think it's that's beneath the market value, even though that
you could make him play out the contract, right? $5 million, and then next year's the franchise tag 41. That's 46. Then the next year's 51. So you could get him for 3 years, $100 million. You could get him for the Sam Darnold contract, except it would be 100% guaranteed. Why would you give him so much more than that? No other team is looking to give him that much. And if it hurts Brock Purdy's feelings, oh freaking well, like you can come back and play out the rookie contract and earn more. Lamar did it, and it didn't wreck his relationship with the Ravens. I don't know. I don't think you have to.
We're talking very similar. We're talking very similar deals. It's about structure at this point. That's true. And but I think I think this conversation back and forth kind of illustrates the reality, which is that it likely is going to get done, and it can be hammered out. This shouldn't be the most impossible negotiation, but the Niners' kind of new financial house is probably the wrinkle that makes everything more into that unknown, right? Because we don't know.
I think the Niners have been smart. I think the Niners have been smart. Purdy wanted to get this done quick. The Niners are like, I bet you do. No, we want to let the market define itself this year. Let's let Darnold sign. Let's let Josh Allen sign. Let's let Aaron Rodgers sign. And then we'll talk to you about what you're worth, because that'll show it. You think you're worth that much, but that was the market last year. This year, we got to compare you to, you're worth more than Darnold for sure, but you're worth less than Allen. You might be worth a little bit more than Aaron Rodgers because of his age, but we haven't seen what he's going to, he could sign for dirt cheap. He could sign for 2 years, 1 year.
Here's the thing. Who has leverage? Who do you think has the leverage here?
I think the Niners have the leverage.
Because I think Brock's got a lot of leverage too, because you got to play a season without your starting quarterback. And that's not going to make your head coach happy, and it's probably not going to result in wins. And if the team starts backsliding, and you said it, Jed's, got a lot of money and it's a very valuable franchise, nobody's going to believe
but they backslid
Jed
last
doesn't
year.
Have the money.
They backslid last year. He just led the team to 6 wins and got hurt twice. Like, it's not like having Brock guarantees a playoff berth. If he's not there, they might feel like, damn, we could win 6 games with Mac or more.
What would they have won without Brock this year? None.
But if they had Mac Jones, I think Mac Jones could have won 6 games on the 2024 49ers.
Yeah, Mac Jones, I think, is country hardball, man. And throwing Mac Jones in there is like
2-year deal, and Greasy has to leave, and the new QB coach is good friends with Mac Jones. Oh, that's interesting.
And why did I'd love to know
The real reason.
why Greasy tuck tail.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want to coach anymore. No, he wants to coach some more. He's the guy who handpicked Brock Purdy and discovered him and this and that. And Brock Purdy's here. Why does he want to leave? It's like
Greasy hasn't said anything. He's quiet.
I wonder if he has some kind of indication or some knowledge of what the master plan was here and just said, I don't want any part of this. I don't know. Uh-oh. Like that. Grant took off.